Okay. Let's go to the camp. Let's see what changes have been made here. Yeah, campaign medal. 575 additional recruits, which will help replace those losses. That's good. As you can see, yeah, both of my core units really not in very good shape. Let's take a look at career. I've got politics, I've got economy, I've got training, I've got AO. I probably am going to put this point into AO. I think that gets me... What am I at now? Max brigades 3. And let's save this actually. Legendary Confederate. Realism. Potomac Fort. Oh, let's see what my general ended up with too. My general ended up with cavalry and trainer. Okay. I'm not necessarily opposed to that. Cable's dead. There's 2 guns left in this unit. They're pretty experienced though. Those guys got morale. Those guys got stamina. Okay, so these guys, Kemper's got to be replaced. All this does is get me 4 brigades per division. And I'm thinking I either want the economy or politics. I've got 1,000 1842s. What's in the store? I'm assuming the store is the same. Actually, well, the store's got Mississippis. Let's look at the Mississippis. Damage 2, range 225, fire rate 100, accuracy 50. So those are actually better than the Springfield 1855s that my skirmishers were using. They're only accuracy 40. So the Mississippis are pretty good. Lower damage, but that's not necessarily a downside. Let's see what else is available. Palmetto 1842s. I think JonnyH13 changed these. They're just as good as the Mississippis. In fact, they do more damage than the Mississippis, so the Palmettos are desirable. The MJNGs are lower accuracy but higher damage. Lorenzas are, yeah, a lot of these are pretty much the same. And the Enfields are superior because they're 3 damage, 50 accuracy. Henry rifles are available. Wow. Damage 8. What? Accuracy 25 though. Fayetteville's damage 4, accuracy 50, effective range 250, so they probably hit better. Spencers are in my list, but I can't get them. Accuracy 50. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So what he's done with the rapid fire rifles is he made the damage higher but the fire rate lower. The Henrys are really good. Look at that. The only problem is their accuracy, so they're good at short range. Yeah, I think some of these are he's gonna change the name on some of these in the future. Texases aren't bad. Alright, let's see what's available for the skirmishers. Okay, so the carbines, their melee is lower, but their fire rate is higher, their damage is decent, and their effective range is better. Accuracy is too low on those guys to be useful. Low fire rate, high damage. Interesting. High fire rate, very high effective range, high damage, and 50 accuracy, lower melee. The Whitworth PS's effective range is 750. Holy shit. Okay. That's gonna be really interesting. Cavalry. Oh man. The Cookin brothers are good. Look at them. They're relatively low damage, but their fire rate is high. Their effective range is good, and their accuracy is 50. They're as good as any of the other rifles. They're not as good in melee. Palmettos, yeah, higher damage, low fire rate. Pretty decent accuracy. Sharps, about the same as the Cookin brothers. 250, 150, 50, 75. Sawed-offs might actually be worth using with an effective range of 100. Yeah, I suspect that the repeaters are probably not worth it because their fire rate is so low. Although, on cavalry, that may not be so bad because they can run in, shoot, and ride away and reload. They don't have to sustain that fire. Fire rate 174. Very high damage, low fire rate. Short range. I gotta be honest with you, I'm getting the feeling that cavalry and skirmishers are gonna be really strong. I mean, the sharps is now 250, 150, 50, right? The sharps is better than a pattern 1853 Enfield. It's lower damage, but it's higher fire rate, better effective range, and the same accuracy. It's just lower melee. And look how expensive the 1853 Enfields are. Wow. What about Lorenz's? Yeah, 40. Even the reboard farmers aren't that bad. In fact, their accuracy 50. They're better than the Lorenz's. Just lower damage. Oh, those things are melee 150. Those are desirable even though they're lower accuracy. Interesting. So the Napoleons are less accurate than the 6-pounders? Okay. .24-pounders still do a lot of damage. Yeah, the Chargers don't do a lot of damage, but they're highly accurate and they fire very quickly. Interesting. Same thing with this 12-pounder Whitworth now. Alright. Yeah, what I can say right off the bat is the cost of these weapons is going to make them it's going to make for very small armies. Like, the 1855s being 64 bucks, I mean, they're just not that much better. Like, you can look at it's 2.5, 225, 140, 150. I mean, the MJ&G Type 2s are better weapons than these Springfield 1855s. And cheaper. Half as much, almost. And the 1853 Enfields, while very nice with their higher accuracy and higher damage, are 74 bucks. That's out of reach of most of the early game stuff. Same with these Fayettevilles. And the advantages they're giving are, I don't know, they don't seem like they'd be worth that much. The main difference between the 1842s and the rest of them is the accuracy. I'm not sure why reboard farmers would be so good, but I'll take a hit over a miss any day. Mississippi's are going to be key. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
Yes, sir.
40 to 45K. Newport News. Yeah, I'm going to be facing 9,765 guys and 24 guns. Find somebody to head up Cable's unit. Your captain will do. I suspect, with the way that the artillery works, that these guys are going to get experience very, very quickly. And they've already got the highest melee score I think I've ever seen on an artillery battery. So I'm not going to worry too much about their stamina. I'm just going to get the number of guns up. It's either that or replace the guns with something else, but I think... I'm starting to run into problems because horn is too low.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so no. Let's get a major in there. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Sir, yes, sir.
Wow! Look at that scaling. Holy smokes. Yeah, so we're gonna need to create another division here. And in that division, we're gonna need to create another artillery brigade. And in point of fact, because of the way the scaling works, what I actually want is to keep that 2-gun battery. Economy. Which also means I can choose which guns I want to get. Something I've got enough of to do a difference. 6-pounders or 12-pounder howitzers. 3,700, 35, 25. Actually, the 6-pounders aren't bad comparatively. Accuracy is the same as the 12-pound howitzers. Howitzers' range is shorter. 6-pounders fire quicker, a lot quicker, but do less damage. 12-pounders do damage 30. 10-pounders are very nice. High fire rate, good accuracy, good damage. Napoleon's probably only useful at short range. That seems a little off for them. They were pretty good guns. Yeah, I'll go with 6-pounders for now. And I'll move this unit down there. Create a new artillery brigade with Webb.
Sir, yes, sir!
That should keep the scaling under control at least. Because that makes his average size 6. No, that did nothing. Holy cow. Okay, so maybe I don't want artillery at all. Might be doable. Even if the Confederates are getting 6-pounders, I don't want to double their number of guns. Actually, what happens if I just ban these guys? If I have no artillery at all, I'll bet 24 is the base. Yeah, 24 is the base. So the question is going to be, how many guns can I have? Before they increase. I'm going to guess it's 4 or 6. Let's check real quick though. Yeah, 6 gun, even 6 guns is enough to knock them up to 30. All right, so having any artillery in this is out, which isn't great, to be fair. Let's go economy. But we can shift cable to 2nd Division here. He won't be in the fight. It also means we don't need to replace that leader, which is good. I'm thinking either cavalry or skirmishers. See what my cavalry options are. High melee. But those carbines are so good. And the Cook and Brothers are just as good. Fire rate 150, accuracy 50. These things are brutal. 2.5 damage, fire rate 150, accuracy 60. But they're $86.
Yes, sir.
Equipping a 250 man unit costs $25,000. Maybe not. Yeah, how much? It's 20,000 to create a 500 man cavalry unit with rapid fire carbines. Not necessarily opposed to that. See how that works out. Oh yeah, and let's we're definitely gonna get the Mississippis with 4 points. Arm both these units with Mississippis, and then soak up infantry. I have to pay for that guy? I do. Do I want to go ahead and buy an actual leader? Like a lieutenant colonel or a colonel? I do. I think I'm going to buy this lieutenant colonel. Have them use the palmettos, or the 1842s temporarily. Because I need to soak up these guys here. And we're going to get lieutenant colonel for both of these. And buy more Mississippi. Oh, we just used the Mississippis. Yeah, 1075. And the reason for that, of course, is I need to disband Kemper and rebuild him. And I can't do that because he's so tiny. If I disband Siegfried, that will not be enough to create a unit. Wow. Okay, well, then let's I'd like to keep these guys experienced, but I don't see any way I can do it. At least keep some of it. Disband this guy. Kemper. Mississippi's.
Yes,
Yeah, not ideal, but it got him his 1 star. And actually, yeah, we can disband Frobel now. Don't need to give him a leader. It lowers their efficiency because he's not high enough rank. Although, I have lieutenant colonels.
Yes, sir.
Still lowers their efficiency. Where does that start to kick in? Right at about 500. Yeah, it's a really bad thing. Might have ended up buying too many officers. Let's try this again. All right, economy. We have to buy this guy for the division, yeah? Yeah, because we have no other colonels. Drop cable down. Or disband cable entirely. Yeah. Not necessarily disliking that. Because if I disband both cable and... I mean, cable's only got like, what, 50 guys? Not even. Got 2 guns, and he's down 4. Yeah, he's 46 men. But if I disband both him and Kemper... and I absorb them into this... yeah, it doesn't really change the numbers very much. Oh, hold on. Grab the Mississippis. He's not a 1-star, but he'll do. Wow, veterans are really expensive. It's 8,000 to get him up to 500. And then rookies to get him up to 1,000. If we buy a lieutenant colonel, or we buy a colonel, building up a 600-man unit will take most of the money I've got left. See, the thing is, what I'm thinking is I want Cook and Brothers, because these things are rapid fire, they do good damage, and they have good accuracy. So if we're going to engage in a firefight, these guys are going to be the ones that I want. And by making them cavalry, I can make them larger, although each man's death costs more. What about just making a skirmisher unit? They end up with the sharps, which is just as good. There's only 386 of those available, though. But that only cost me 13,000. Yeah, alright, we'll do that. I'm not going to give up on the cavalry, but... and then, ideally, we want to make these units as large as possible. But before we do that, let's look at the scaling. $11,000 men, jeez. So we might need that second division, if only to create a ballast unit that's small. Yeah, he's the cheapest major. And we might even need 2 ballast units. No, that makes it worse, not better. Wow. Huh. Yeah, I got nothing. Unless it's these guys that are the problem. Not really. Alright, so reload. The fundamental problem is this. I'm not going to get rid of that unit. I am going to create a second division. Full cables guys down here.
Yes, sir. Form line! Sir, yes, sir!
The issue is this. I want these guys to be as large as I can have them, because I want their skirmishers to be large and durable. But the bigger I make them, the crazier the scaling gets. Like, I just added 1,000 guys on their side. And they're going to swamp me with 12,000 men. I could push these guys all the way up to 1,500. Leaves me 7,000 in supplies. $13,800. Let's see if adding ballast units helps here. Oh, I don't have enough men left to add a ballast unit. This is suicidal. I'm not sure what to do about this. I mean, yeah, these guys will be effective, no doubt. But yeah, there's only 3,300 of them, and they're facing 13,000, almost 14,000 enemy soldiers. On the other hand, given how tough the skirmishers are, I might be able to hold those guys off for a long time. I might not have to kill them all. Alright. Yeah, let's do this. $8,000. What does it look like with 800? 10,500. So expensive. And still melee 150. Lower fire rate, higher damage. Not particularly better than the palmettos. It would be very useful to have these guys to chase down and destroy their skirmishers. That's the main impetus behind my thinking here. Yeah, he's already struggling at 500. $10,969. I add 400. They add 800. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm not really sure where to go with this. Sims instead. And I'm going to bet that adding these two units doesn't actually help. So it appears that Newport News, either that or somehow the scaling has been changed by the mod changes. $11,800 versus 10,900 if I go with 800 men per brigade. It's going to be bloody either way. I'm going to go with 1,000. It gives them an extra 1,000 men, though. Just having a hard time seeing it. Disband these guys.
Yes, sir.
$9,765. We'll go 3 500-man infantry brigades.
Yes, sir.
$9,940. So it matters. $9,940, $10,136. I added 100. They added 200. The problem is this: these units will never survive this fight. Like, there's no hope. Although, maybe they will. I'm getting 3,000 soldiers. This is an impossibly small force for this battle. I have to have more men. But that hands them 1,000 more men.
Yes, sir.
I'm not even sure that the naming convention matters here. 1-1 rifle, sure, but there's nobody who's not carrying rifles at this point, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. I'll think about it. It'll be interesting. This is what I'm going to go to Newport News with. Yeah, we'll see. Once again, thanks for watching.